Hello family, welcome back. We are in Act 4, Scene 1 on line 95 of Shakespeare's famous play, Macbeth. Macbeth, that will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? Sweet bodements good, rebellious dead rise never to the wood of Burnham rise. And our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time a mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if you art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom? All seek to know no more. Macbeth, I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know why sinks that cauldron, and what noise is this? Hot voice. Show, show, show! Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart. A show of 8 kings in Banquo, last king with a glass in his hand. Macbeth, thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown does sear mine eyelids, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the first, a third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth, start, eyes? What will line stretch out the crack of doom? Another yet, a 7th, I'll see no more, and yet the 8th appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more. And some I see that twofold balls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight, now I see 'tis true, for the blood-boltered Banquo smiles upon me, and points at them for his. What, is this so? First Witch. Aye, sir, all this is so, but why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites, and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give us sound, while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay. Music. The witches dance and vanish. Macbeth. Where are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand accursed in the calendar. Come in without there. Enter Lennox. Lennox. What's your grace's will? Saw you the weird sisters? No, my lord. Came they not by you? No, indeed, my lord. See, like Macbeth is like asking Lennox if he saw the witches, but he did not. Macbeth. Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. And see, Macbeth said, damned all those that trust them, but he did trust them, right? He's the one who went to ask them for advice. I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was came by? 'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring your word. Macduff is fled to England. Fled to England? Aye, my lord. Aside. Time, thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never overtook, unless the deed go with it. From this moment the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand, and even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done, the castle of Macduff I will surprise. So he wants to surprise Macbeth at the castle. Seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword, his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before the purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are. Exit. Scene 2. Macduff's castle. Enter Macduff's wife, her son, and Ross. Lady Macduff. What had he done to make him fly the land? Ross. You must have patience, madam. He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not our fears do make us traitors. You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear. Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles, in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not, he wants the natural touch, for the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom, where the flight so runs against all reason. Ross. My dearest cause, I pray you, school yourself. Notice how I like that way he says that, school yourself. So to essentially control yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors, and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumour from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and move. I take my leave of you, shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before, my pretty cousin. Blessing upon you. Fathered he, and yet he's fatherless. Ross. I am so much a fool, should I stay longer? It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once. Exit Ross. Lady Macduff. Sirrah, your father's dead, and what will you do now? How will you live? As birds do, mother. What? With worms and flies? With what I get, I mean, and so do they. Notice that. With what I get, as the birds do. Right? The bird has to go out and search for their food, and their belly gets full. It's up to them, right? So the son is very wise for his age. Poor bird, thou didst never fear the net nor lime, the pitfall nor the gin. Why should I, mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead, for all your saying. Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father? Nay, how will you do for a husband? Notice how they're both asking each other how they're going to get along without Macduff. Wow. Why, I can buy me 20 at market. Then you'll buy 'em to sell again. Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet i' faith, with wit enough for thee. Was my father a traitor, mother? Aye, that he was. What is a traitor? Why, one that swears and lies. And be all traitors that do so? Every one that does so is a traitor, and must be hanged. And must they all be hanged that swear and lie? Every one. Who must hang them? Why, the honest men. Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enow, to beat the honest men and hang 'em up. Now, God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father? If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father. Poor prattler, how thou talk'st. Enter messenger. Messenger. Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, though in your state of honour I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. Too worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. Wow, so somebody came to warn her to escape. Because he says, danger's approaching, it's close by. There's, people who are seeking to hurt her and her son, and that she should go. I dare abide no longer. Exit messenger. Lady Macduff. Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometime accountable dangerous folly. When then, alas, do I put up that womanly defence, to say I have done no harm? What are these faces? Enter murderers. Murderer, where is your husband? I hope in no place so unsanctified, where such as thou mayest find him. He's a traitor. Son, thou liest, thou shagged-eared villain. What, you wag, stabbing him? Young fry of treachery. Son, he has killed me, mother. Run away, I pray you. Dies. Exit Lady Macbeth, crying, murder, followed by murderers. So, the young boy of Macduff and Lady Macduff has been killed by the murderer. And she's running away now, screaming murder as the murderers literally follow her. Scene 3. England before the king's palace. Enter Malcolm and Macduff. Malcolm. Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty. Macduff. Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfallen birthdom. Each new morn, new windows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrow strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland and yelled out like syllable of dolor. Malcolm. What I believe I'll well, what now believe in what I cannot redress, as I shall find the time to friend I will. What you have spoken, it may be so perchance, this tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues. Wow, look at that. To say the name of the tyrant blisters their tongues. So that's such a poetic way to say it. Was once thought honest, you have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom, to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb, to appease an angry God. Macduff. I am not treacherous. Malcolm. But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Through all things foul would wear the brows of grace. Look at that. Through all things foul would wear the brows of grace. So, meaning that even those who are foul can appear to be graceful, right? Yet grace must still look so. Macduff. I have lost my hopes. Malcolm. Perchance even there were, I did find many doubts. Why in that rawness left you wife and child, those precious motives, those strong knots of love? Without leave taking, I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonours, but my own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think. Look at that. Let not my jealousies be your dishonours. Wow, such unique Shakespearean language. It's truly beautiful. Wow. Okay, family, I hope you enjoyed this wonderful reading of Shakespeare's Macbeth.